off with an opening statement, excitement of last night starting the season?
Well, I don't know if it was a perfect storm or not, but obviously the weather, the opponent, it was a great crowd. And again, it was appreciative to see all those people that came out to support us. It was a great environment. It was electric. It was a close game, and then Cam Sheeler to walk it off was awesome. So very excited about this season, what our team brings. And again, I think what last night was is kind of a snapshot of what we're going to have this season.
You knew you were going to have a young pitching staff coming into this year. Through 6 games, what's the impression been so far?
It's interesting because we go through the fall and our guys pitched really well. We had a couple, we played some other games. They're going through some growing pains. Again, we didn't see it this fall. A lot of times the fall ball, it's almost like spring football. You work some of the kinks out, but it's been a little bit of a rough go. I do think we have a really good pitching staff, and it's going to show. That's why playing these games this weekend and just getting out there, getting experience is going to help us. I do like our pitchers. Again, we lost 170 innings from last year, but we have a good pitching staff. We're just going through some growing pains, unfortunately.
I have to be impressed with the offense though so far. You knew that was
They
were going to probably have to carry the load, and they're
Well, it is, and again, I think offensively, again, you don't want to rely on that all the time, just because of, you face a really good pitcher and they can shut your offense down, even though I think our offense is a little bit more dynamic than it has been in years past before. Again, we're kind of the 3-run homer, whereas this year, again, we can play a little small ball, we can do some hitting and running. We got some speed on the bases where we can steal some bases, so we're not one-dimensional. But again, I do like our offense. We have some older guys, Paul Comistack, Griffin Merritt, Ryan Nicholson, that are again, really the backbone of our offense, and I feel really good about where we are offensively. Just need to keep plugging away with that.
You caught a lot of people's attention a couple of years ago. You guys go to the tournament, had success last season. Obviously, it was kind of a weird year for a lot of reasons. How have you seen the program just progress over these past couple of years?
I think our guys believe a lot more. Again, there's a, obviously winning is contagious, and I think in the baseball program we've again done some winning. I think, but just same thing as just watching football, watching basketball. There's a lot of winning going on here, and you see, I think it's contagious, and our guys are buying into what we're doing. So I think we've made a big jump from even 2019. I think we're a better ball club than we were 2019, and I'm not taking anything away from that because that was a really good club. But again, I just think we're a little bit deeper. We have a little bit more depth, not only position player wise, but pitching wise. Hasn't really shown yet. It's still early. We're still really, again, last weekend getting rained out, 3 games hurts. But again, I really feel good about where our program's going and the growth of it.
Take us through last night making a game like that happen. You mentioned the 3 games getting washed out in Alabama.
So we're driving back on the bus, and obviously there's some frustration. We're calling any local teams. We reached out to a lot of different schools. One, you're looking at, do they have any midweek games? You're looking at, did they lose any games? Ohio State came up. We reached out to Greg Beals. Obviously, we know him really well, the head coach. And again, we were willing to go up to Ohio State. They said, hey, we'd like to come down. We play later on this spring. Said, hey, why don't you come on down? Friday, tomorrow's supposed to be our home opener. It was great that our facilities, they were able to make it work. We were able to get out there and play. So it's a little bit different than like a basketball, football. Baseball, you have to be able to adapt a little bit more. Weather's a big factor. So you get some games rained out that all of a sudden, hey man, you might be playing on a Monday or a Thursday. We're still trying to pick up some games during our spring break to just try to get our 56 games in.
How did the guys react to 2,500 people being there?
They loved it. Again, and they were excited to play. Again, our guys, when you go through the fall and you're working and you're grinding with practice, they want to play. And that's the fun part. Like, this is the fun part of the season because you're playing. And again, even like today, our practices, we're going to go out there, stretch, throw, do some bunt defenses, then we're going to take BP. It's not the double fungos, it's not the taking mass ground balls, it's not running cutoffs and relays. We're just playing. And so, like this, they were, obviously you want to play in front of people, and again, that was a great crowd to see last night. And hoping that, again, with the weather being great this weekend, playing another good opponent, Northwestern, another Big Ten school, that we have good crowds this weekend.
with what's going on with the majors and the uncertainty there, there's maybe a window to grab some extra fans and to put some extra butts in the seats to fill that baseball void. Do you and your guys feel that at all?
There is, and again, I think that's a kind of a short term. Again, I know exactly what you're saying. Short term, I guess we want to reap the benefits. I think long term, it could hurt baseball in general. Again, you don't want to see the MLB, strike or have the lockout. You don't want to see that. But to your point, yeah, I think that it could be a benefit to us right now. And selfishly, I don't want to see that happen, just on the grand scheme of things, because baseball is a great game, and you don't want to turn people, because of what's going on in Major League Baseball, that all of a sudden now they don't like baseball.
For people that might want to come out this weekend, a little preview of Northwestern maybe?
Yeah, Northwestern's a very solid team. They're known for their pitching. They've got a really good pitching staff. They do play a little bit more small ball. They have a couple of guys that have some pop in their bats, but they try to manufacture runs by, whether it's playing the small ball, hit and run type deal. But they're pitching. They have a good pitching staff. They've got a younger pitching staff this year, but they've got a good pitching staff.
The walk-off last night was a pinch hit homer.
Yeah.
Is that some of like the depth and dynamic offense you're talking about that you can pull
Yeah,
out of?
and Cam Shield is going to play for us. He's again, we just haven't had an opportunity to get him in, but he's going to play quite a bit for us this year, and that's a situation where, again, that we feel very comfortable. We had about 3 or 4 guys that we wanted to get in last night that didn't get opportunities, but that was a great opportunity for Cam to get in there, and he produced.
And he told you, come play me.
Yeah, totally.
With the energy of that win, with a near capacity crowd, and also looking to jump conferences to the Big 12 soon, how does that help you get out there and recruit and connect with some of the student athletes that are considering?
Well, again, we're trying to keep the local talent here, and I think that when you see the crowd that we had, you see the electricity, and obviously a big win, I think it bodes well for the program. I really do, to keep the guys excited, because I think there were a lot of local high school kids that were at the game last night as well. So I think it goes really well for what we're trying to do here and what we're trying to build. And I know that the conference, that's a couple years away. We're still just trying to win the American right now, to be honest with you. We're trying to be the best that we can be with what we have right now.
Any other questions for Coach? Go with that.
Yeah, I got one over here. So when you pinch hit Cam last night, you said you felt it was a good time to put him into the game, but Cam hasn't had a at bat all year. So in that situation, what made you feel it was the right decision to put him in?
He's been having a lot in BP and in inter squads. He's been hitting the ball really well. Here right now, Joey Powell's our starting catcher, and JP Sponsel has been our DH. So it's been tough to get him in there because we haven't played a lot of games to get him in. He'll catch a couple games this weekend, because again, we don't want to wear Joey out catching wise. JP's been swinging the bat really well, so I don't want to take JP out of the lineup. So, but he's been taking a really good BP, and he's been hitting well during our inter squads. But it's interesting, if Cam Gitry would have gotten on, I would have probably pinch hit Josh Hageman in there to bunt him over. So it was a situation where Gitry got out. It was hey man, let's go for a double, not looking to walk it off that way, but looking for more of an extra base hit, and Cam delivered.
Coach, then it'll be a doubleheader this weekend, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be a doubleheader on Friday at 1 o'clock and a doubleheader on Saturday starting at 1. We were supposed to go 9 to 9. But again, with the way the weather looks like on Sunday, we're going to play a doubleheader tomorrow and a doubleheader on the Saturday, because again, we need to get the games in. We need to play. It's not ideal, but we want to play.